back here on the Cover 3 podcast, and every single Saturday night, we take some time to look at what the new college football rankings are going to look like after the day's results. Of course, when you have Georgia handing the Texas Longhorns that kind of loss, that's going to lead to some movement, some shakeup, as will Alabama's loss to Oklahoma. A few other results that are going to drive that conversation. But I want to ask my friends here what they think an AP voter not should, but will do with the 3-loss Texas Longhorns.
Well, they might consider taking them out of the top 20.
They did lose by 25.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
They'll probably be 13th.
Ding, 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 ding.
Yeah. I don't think they're going to drop far at all.
They don't fall below Vandy?
They've got wins against Oklahoma and Vanderbilt. And Oklahoma's stock is up and Vanderbilt didn't play.
And they've got a loss to 3-7 Florida. And they lost by 25 to Georgia.
A pretty convincing loss to Florida.
Mm-hmm. Oh. Yeah, they'll probably be 13.
Yeah, it is going to be stunning to see a 3-loss team as high as Texas will be, I fear. Not should, but will. That's my prediction.
Still the number one team from the preseason in their hearts.
But think about it. It's just we can't punish them. That Georgia's so good, right?
I mean, yeah, I guess.
I know. I'm not happy about it either.
The problem is, like, Chip is so good at this that it makes it frustrating.
Well,
you know what I mean? Like he's.
Where did you have him?
What?
Where do you have Texas?
Like 12, 13.
He said ding, ding, ding. I figured, yeah.
Oh, okay. Oh, so okay.
Yeah, no, I'm using Vanderbilt as the anchor. And because the drop-off after that, Georgia Tech played like crap. Utah, you got some good arguments. Miami, no one's going to jump towards. And the voting points drops that you get to when you get into 13, 14, 15 are gaps. They are tiers. Yeah. And I just don't think Texas will be knocked out of. They'll be put at the bottom of a tier, but they'll still be in a tier above that middle group. Oklahoma's rise is a little bit trickier to navigate. I am projecting that they will be behind Texas Tech and Oregon and Ole Miss.
And Notre Dame?
I think they get ahead of Notre Dame.
Yeah, I think they should.
Yeah. So I've got Oklahoma, Alabama, Notre Dame kind of in that 8, 9, 10 range. It's the way that I'm projecting it. Already, Notre Dame fans have found me. It's live on the site right now. And the idea that Notre Dame would drop from 9 to 10, not that you just get passed or reshuffled, but you know what they're calling it? Because, belt to ass is like the hot thing these days. They're calling it belt to ash.
I like that.
I like it. If Chris Ash was more on the front foot in terms of leading a dominant defense, it would have worked. The problem was Ash at the beginning of the season against Texas A&M just meant your defense got cooked. But, it'd be like that sometimes. If you look a little bit further down in the rankings, things that will mostly stay static, as we mentioned, Utah, Miami, having wins very much impressive, but as expected, USC holds on, Michigan holds on, Virginia very impressive as well. I do think that it will be fascinating, but it will be more interesting than it will be impactful. I am looking forward to seeing who AP voters gravitate towards for the bottom spots on their ballot. There are not a lot of great options. And what I mean by not a lot of great options doesn't mean that there are not good teams there. There's just not a lot of teams that clearly separate themselves from other options. So I think it will be very much a flavor of the day. Do you want, for example, here, Bud, I think there's a good Illinois argument. I think there's a Washington argument. I think that there are a lot of 3-loss power conference teams, not a lot, a couple of 3-loss power conference teams that did not even receive votes in last week's balloting that have very strong arguments to get into the top 25 this week, given what we have seen in the back half of the rankings. what we have seen, of course, being number 19, number 22, number 23, and number 25 all losing. However, my projection is that they're just going to grab a whole bunch of them teams from the American that all got votes last week and pull them on up. That means come on down, Tulane, which, hey, got double-digit win against FAU. Sure, you were 26th last week. Makes sense to think you might be appearing in the rankings. The Missouri Tigers, you mentioned a little hat tip for the win against Mississippi State. They were just behind Tulane last week. North Texas threw 53 points on the board. They, again, were a team that got some votes last week. And then the Navy Midshipmen, they just beat South Florida, bouncing them from the AP Top 25. Now, again, I don't think any of those will have a super strong coalition. So look at Washington, look at Illinois, look at some of those other 3-loss power conference teams. I think that even though they haven't gotten attention from the voters recently, they've got resumes worth consideration. But Tom, though you have alleged otherwise, I am not trying to influence the rankings.
Yeah, you are. Yeah, you are. I mean,
Arizona 7-3, another option where it's like you got to give it a look.
I am not going to stump for Illinois. Okay, what I am going to stump for is if you're going to put a 3-loss Power 4 team in there, how is Missouri the team you're putting in?
Oh, fair.
Yeah.
What is Missouri's best win?
No, it is a quality loss resume.
I will read you Missouri's wins right now. Central Arkansas, Kansas, Louisiana, South Carolina, UMass, Auburn, and Mississippi State. There are 1,000 other 3-loss teams. No exaggeration. 1,000 that have a better resume than Missouri.
Chip, I did have a question in the teens, though. Any chance like Utah, Miami jump Georgia Tech?
Maybe.
Like resume-wise, that's a loss column difference. But if we're willing to sustain Texas with 3 losses, like that looks super suspect.
Georgia Tech, voting points wise, was in a little bit of a no man's land where they were well behind Vanderbilt, but ahead of Utah and Miami. So it would take a lot of voters looking to ding Georgia Tech to make that happen. You're not wrong to look at the teams in order and think that based on performance, some shifting is appropriate. I just don't think that usually if I see a gap of 10 points, 20 points, 30, 40 points, then yeah, okay, we could see this shifting around, but it's fairly significant looking at it. But yeah, 100%. Definitely in the cards as something that could be there.
BYU.
And again, this is AP Top 25 poll, not the college football playoff rankings. That's a whole other rankings VOD that gets broken out.
You know who's got the pick for BYU?
Your guy, number 11?
Yeah. Yeah, 11. Satuala.
All right.
That dude's a stud.